Here we are. We're gathered here today in a very special moment. That's the important thing about what we're going to be talking about, because that's the most meaning of it. And that is, tomorrow morning, people are going to wake up in the morning and they're going to know that they can go get with their physicians and get administrated if they suffer from lupus, because it's a major breakthrough. After 56 years, we haven't had it. Now, let's talk about the bear raid of Wall Street. There's a difference between the biotech community, the physician community, and different mindsets. Those people are totally different than the Wall Street community and those people. And the thing about it is that we do not want to lose sight about the very, very special part of it. People are going to say right here, it's very clear, African American women have 3 times higher incidences, number of new cases, than Caucasian women. Well, maybe that is true. Does that make that a bad thing? No, because what's going to happen is that they too, or not they, but the eyes, will get a possible now treatment in the future because of today's approval. So the bears on Wall Street are going to take this and they're going to say that this company, Human Genome Sciences, after so many attempts with other FDA panels, let's start with 56 years of FDA panels with none approval. Well, we have an approval today. But who do you have an approval for? Not for your gains and whatnot. No. You have an approval that the people are going to wake up tomorrow morning and this right here, that these women right here of different genders and whatnot, and different populations and different cultures and different DNA stamps, are eventually going to have a new process in the 21st century as far as treatable diseases in humanity. So do not be confused. Go with the facts, folks. That's what you're going to want to do. And don't believe the pundits out there and everyone that has an agenda on Wall Street because they were short. Well, now, hey, look, Human Genome Sciences came through. See, right over here, they're going to try to build a big bear case over this. And I'm going to let Scotty, Mr. MMT Scotty, read about this whole thing right here. Go ahead, sir.
Well, it clearly says African American patients and patients of African heritage participating in the 2 studies did not appear to respond to treatment with Benlysta. The studies lacked sufficient numbers to establish a definite conclusion.
All right, stop right there.
All
so right. Now, can I do one thing? Numbers to establish conclusions. And can you talk a little bit about that, sir?
Yeah, out of 1,648 people, I think there was a very small percentage that were African American, and the study was never intended to be specific to one ethnicity. This test was designed in the SPA protocol with the FDA to be a broad-based assessment across all, both male and female, and all groups, not any specific subgroup at all. And what they're saying is, it's merely circumstantial at best. You know, there's no way to positively draw a conclusion that had any effect or not.
Well, now, can I ask you another question, sir?
I got a company release.
Okay, can you give me the company release? Now, can Brian Plain intervene?
Go for it.
Okay, Brian Plain, intervene.
What I see here is Human Genome Sciences and GlaxoSmithKline announced FDA approval for Benlysta and treatment for systemic lupus erythematosus.
Oh.
And they just had the PR just hit now at 6:34 p.m. and human genomes.
What time? Eastern time? What time zone?
Eastern time, yeah.
Oh, okay.
6 minutes ago.
Well, did you know right now it is 3:40 p.m. Pacific Standard Time? Keep going, sir.
I just like the comment here from Mr. Watkins, the CEO of Human Genome. We and GSK are honored to have the opportunity with the approval of FDA to bring Benlysta forward in the United States as the first new drug for systemic lupus in over 50 years. We expect to have this novel therapy available to physicians and patients within about 2 weeks. And our entire organization looks forward to the positive impact we hope the new therapy will have on our patients with systemic lupus.
You know what, Brian Plain? That is very wonderful, what you just read. Can you read it one more time because it's so good?
We and GSK are honored to have the opportunity with the approval of the FDA to bring Benlysta forward to the United States and have the first new drug for systemic lupus in over 50 years. We expect to have this novel therapy available to physicians and patients within 2 weeks. Our entire organization looks forward to the positive impact we hope this new therapy will have on patients with systemic lupus.
Okay, Brian Plain, since you've been an MMT senior 6 years and going on forward, can you explain to me, as for the various different biotech companies and whatnot, and biotech industry and whatnot, and the milestones that this company just accomplished cannot be ignored. Now, from your learning experience, what do you think that the Wall Street peanut butter mind is going to do?
I probably think that they're more than likely going to try to spin the news like they always do based on their position. So they typically write articles based on how their position is. If something's shitty, they might write it up and talk it up. And they might say, oh, this stock is great while they're exiting their book. And, you know, Jim Cramer is on record saying, hey, I used to run a hedge fund. I used to go and say, oh, I was short. I would make up stuff and I would talk to the right people and they would make up headlines just to keep the stock down so I could get out.
Well, let me ask you a question, young man, if you don't mind me asking. Can I ask you one?
Sure.
When you had all your licenses and everything and you were with Fidelity for 7 years and you'd seen all the big funds investing and you've seen just about everything from the most highest net worth individuals, because you have, and down just to the regular common day folk individual, which you have on a sliding scale, what would you rate? What would you rate the bigger money right now on Human Genome Sciences?
Well, I'd have to say that when you're talking about Human Genome Sciences and you look at all aspects of who owns what, you're talking about 98% institutional ownership of 188 million shares, which really leaves the public absolutely nothing. You know, there's only 2% of the available float. You're talking less than 4 million shares.
Are you serious? That's
for everyone in the world to buy.
I know, but do you know what you just said, how powerful that is?
Why?
Well, because at least there was that many people that either, one, had the education to interpretate and or were in that professional community who believed in thereafter, and that the people who had finding facts and conclusionary reports to support one decision, is that is that what I'm hearing?
Well, yeah, 4% of retail people that really believed in the drug and the company, and they did their own due diligence and they did their own research on the company, just like we did. You know, extensive research on the probability of approval, and you know, this being the first treatment in over 50 years, and the fact that even during that FDA thing, they try to throw a curveball in there with, one of those doctors kind of.
I know it, but let me ask you this. Can I ask you another question, sir?
Sure.
If it's okay. When you were with Fidelity for 7 years, and you've been with StockMarketPunny.com now for 6, right?
That's correct.
And what is the major difference?
Well, I think
that you found between the Fidelity firm and the SMF firm is that, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I'll give you a protocol, okay? And the protocol is as follows. We always work within finding facts and conclusionary reports based on risk management, based on cost to capital risk. Is that true, Brian Plain?
That's exactly right. It's all honesty. There's no shenanigans. There's no hidden agendas. I mean, we state the fact that we own the stock, we own the options. We're not sitting here trying to manipulate people. We're just calling things as they are. I mean, if people are buying puts, we're telling people are buying puts. People are betting big, massive put interest. People are interested on the put side.
And is that what we did in some of our other videos? That's on StockMarketPunny.com homepage.
That's exactly right.
All through the trading day for the last few days.
Going into this, and we reiterated the fact that these people need to get burned and those contracts need to go to zero.
That's right. And for the people that put a bear rate on the Benlysta approval, they're not going to be feeling too good in the morning, are they?
Probably not. I mean, we don't know what the exact short interest is because of this lagging effect of the reporting standards that whatever Wall Street firms allow to go on. I mean, you're always looking 2 months in the rearview mirror, and institutions move faster than that.
Well, are they going to move fast as Brian Plain would move?
Well, they'll have to move fast on a gap up